We've looked at object diagrams that involve pointers and bubbles and that sort of description of how objects are laid out. For some people, thinking about how it's actually organized in memory is a more useful way to regard object allocation and object referencing. So what I'd like to do is take the account object, and let's assume that each account object has balance. And to make it interesting, let's make it also have an interest rate. And so when we construct the object, we're going to say what the initial balance is, but the interest rate, let's say, is fixed for all the accounts, but it's still stored, let's say, as an instance variable. So each of our accounts has two things inside of it. It's going to have a balance and an instance variable. So what I'd like to do is think about how this might be allocated in memory and to draw kind of a picture and a description over here of what that layout looks like. So in terms of memory, we can start anywhere we like. Let's suppose that our objects start at location 1000. Okay, so the very first statement that executes is account A1 is equal to new account of 100. That's going to cause a constructor to run. The constructor will create a new account object. That account object has two pieces of information in it. One is the balance and one is the interest rate. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. I'm going to say, well, okay, at location 1000, we're going to see the value 100. And because this takes up two locations, the interest rate, which I'll say is 5, let's say it's 5% or something like that for all objects, lives right next door to the balance. So these things are going to occur in pairs. Okay, so based on that, what would the next instantiation, the next constructor call create, and where would those data items be laid out in memory?